Hello and welcome back to another Big Dent Repair Training, PDR Tips and Techniques. Hello everyone, I'm Clark Ken, the Man of Steel. Assessing the damage. Let's first start by tracking the dent. Panning the panel. Note the clear coat fracture. The customer fell in love with the pole and gave it a big bear hug and kiss. The dent is almost 3 inches deep. The height of the dent is 27 inches. The width of the dent is 35 inches. Now we already know a 1-inch dent on a body line is difficult for a beginner. However, 5 lines on one panel for a beginner will be extremely difficult. Focus in on body line number 1. That dented area is pushed in 35 inches. Here is a list of tools for this tutorial. Number 1 is called a floor pulling machine or a pole pulling machine. If you're wanting to pull crazy deep dents, this is one way we do it. Number 2, manufacturer of this tool is called a hustler stick. There's another manufacturer called a pogo stick. Both are great for pulling big dents. Number 3, this is a heavy duty auto body slide hammer. Number 4, a Steck edge puller. Number 5, 2 PDR lights to see the damage. Number 6, alcohol spray and towel to clean and prep the surface. Number 8, a torch to warm the panel. Number 9, hot glue and glue gun. Number 10, a variety of PDR knockdowns and tips. Number 11 on the list, 24, 36, and a 46-inch paintless dent repair rods. Number 12, a variety of hammers. Finally, a 2x4 block. Let's begin the repair. I'm moving the floor puller into position. This is a 10-ton puller. I can grip and rip the fender right off the side member. However, I will save that sideshow for another day. First step of my method, I need to remove the paint transfer. I soak the towel with alcohol, now wiping it down. The machine is chained to the floor and queued up, ready for some pulling action. Second step, PDR student will begin the first pull on the lower 2 body lines. The backstory on my student, he does auto body work already. He cuts out quarter panels and replaces them with new ones. He wants to incorporate paintless dent repair so he can save panels. We're using an auto body slide hammer to pull the lower corner of the fender. We are now lining up the frame of the lower fender. We had to loosen and lower the rocker panel. I'm sure most of you already do this. There is hidden damage behind the rocker panel. He is now using a 2x4 block as a knockdown. Here is tip number 1. If you don't do this part of the fender first, the rest of the dented area will resist you. Are you learning a lot from this PDR training? Hit the like and subscription button for more big dent content videos. My student and I were on different pages on the next pulling position. He told me if we pulled from a perpendicular position from the body line that the dent would come out smooth. I told him I disagree. We need to remove the door and add tension with the floor pulling machine. So I told him, let's start off doing it your way. If it doesn't work, we would pivot to the other side of the fender and do it my way. His foot is on the pedal and the chain is pulling the panel, applying the pulling pressure so we can knock down the buckled crowns. It's 100 degrees outside, so we won't need much heat from the torch. His foot is back on the pedal, pulling the panel.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go look at the fender up here.
You can see the dent and the crowns are not releasing. If we would have kept pulling the fender, it would have pulled away or ripped from the side member. Next step in my technique, removing the door, now putting the floor pulling machine in a new position. The PDR glue tabs are in place. We are now pulling the edge. The dents and the crowns are now releasing. Student is now leveraging off the tire with the hustler stick, keeping the chain perpendicular to the panel while I'm giving him a knockdown demo advice. However, he's pretty familiar knocking down buckles in his bodywork repairs. Here is tip number 2. If the dent is really deep and large, you need to pull from the side of the panel to get the dent to release.
Want more? No.
I'm wanting to pull more on the body line with some crease tabs. We reposition the floor pulling machine, getting ready for the next pull and knockdown. Raising the pulley arm where the chain rests. And locking the pin in place. Next step, attaching the chain and the hook to the PDR glue tabs. Foot is on the pedal, pulling the panel once again. My weakness, I tend to hit too hard, so I switch from a heavy hammer to a lighter one. Putting heat on the body panel, using a stick edge puller, pulling the edge and knocking down the buckles on the inside edge of the fender. We are finishing up and roughing out the body panel. The overall shape is back. Next step in this method, the auto body student, he will start the paintless dent repair technique. He has his PDR rods queued up and now pushing the underside of the panel on the body line. He will bring up all the low areas Next, he will fine-tune the outside of the panel by using knockdowns to remove high spots and crowns. He will work both sides of the panel with his PDR tools. He will push and bring up all the micro lows to match the texture of the paint. This is how we remove extremely large damage dents in my PDR training. Here is a tip if you're wanting to do a repair like this mobile. There are many ways. Here is one way. You need 2 trees side by side and 2 come-alongs. And you would need to back the car up in a 45-degree angle so you can make 2 simultaneous pulls. Your hands will need to be free so you can do some knockdown work. This dent is not about me glassing it out. However, it's about my student's skill set. Now let's move forward and see his final results. Here is the before and the after. I really appreciate you watching my PDR YouTube video. Would you like to see more training videos on big dent repair tips and techniques? Like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, hit that notification button, and I will see you when I release my new video. You guys continue forging your future. I'm signing off.